One.
Good afternoon. The Committee on Water and Land is on its hearing notice at 1 p.m. on April 14th in room 229. Some clearing information for our members out there and our guests. This meeting will include the audio and video of remote participants and is being streamed live on YouTube. You will find links to view options for all of the Senate meetings on the live and on-demand video page of the legislature's website. In the unlikely event we have to abruptly end this hearing due to major technical difficulties, the Water and Land Committee will reconvene to discuss any outstanding business at 1 p.m. on Friday, April 16th, in this room 229 and on YouTube. The public notice will be posted on the legislature's website if this hearing is to be delayed. And for those participating remotely via Zoom, the testifier audio is muted and the video disabled until shortly before it is your turn to testify. You will be given 2 minutes for each testifier as well. And for those on the agenda, I'll be reading the list of people who submitted written testimony for the measure, or in this regard for all the nominees for the commissions. I will identify them as well. We apologize if the closed captioning doesn't accurately transcribe the names. And for clarity as well, during the decision-making process, all bills passed with the Senate Draft 1 will contain technical and non-substantive amendments. Okay, members, we have 6 of our final last GMs to advise and consent today. We'll start with GM 683, and this is submitting for consideration and confirmation to the Kaho'olawe Island Reserve Commission. The GM nominee, and that's GM 683, Michelle Pascaya, for a term to expire June 30th, 2025. We do have, is Leimana on Dimate from Ahumoku here?
Yes, Chair.
Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, Chair and
Good to
Vice
see
Chair
you.
Aguilar.
Haven't seen you for several years. Welcome.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you. We have submitted written testimony in strong support of GM 683. We stand on our testimony and am available to answer questions if there are any. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. We do have Kylie Marr from Protect Kaho'olawe Ohana.
Aloha mai, Kylie Marr from the Protect Kaho'olawe Ohana. And
Aloha to you as well.
We support Miki'ala Pescaya and stand on our testimony. Mahalo.
Okay, mahalo as well. For Kirk, Michael Naho'opi'i. Aloha,
Aloha.
Michael. Long time no see.
Aloha. Yeah, I miss being in the building. So, on behalf of the Kaho'olawe Island Reserve Commission, the Kirk stands on its testimony in strong support of the candidate. Thank you very much.
Okay, mahalo. We do have for Michelle Pascaya, we have 16 of support, total support letters on your behalf as well. So how are you, Michelle?
Mai ka'i, mahalo. Aloha, everybody.
Aloha to you. Well, we welcome you in your continued support for Kirk. And again, I'd like to mention, as I did in our previous discussions, mahalo for continuing and supporting your role as a commission member. And as we all know, it's been very tiresome and a rocky roads all these years, and that, those of you who have contributed your time and energy, and the sweat and the tears, as we all talked about during our interviews, that you continue to provide your expertise as well and your mana'o to the commission. Members, we do have my committee members. Senator Agaran is on Zoom as well. We do have Senator Revere here from North Shore. He is on Zoom. I don't see Senator Favela. He probably will be popping in. And of course, we do have Senator Misalucha from the IAEA area as well, and she's here in room 229 in person with me. Members, any questions of the nominee GM683? Okay, they're all in favor of you, and we have a good slate of commission members. Mahalo, Le Mama, and we'll confirm and speak with you. You can remain on if you wish. Otherwise, we're going to be proceeding with the rest of the commission members. Next up, we have GM68. Let's see, I believe it's 684, and this is as well submitting for consideration and confirmation to the Kaho'olawe Island Reserve Commission. GM Anela Evans, and that again is for a term to expire June 30th, 2024. Leimana, are you still on from Ahumoku for the nominee?
Yes, Chair. Thank you very much. And again, we strongly support this nominee and stand on our written testimony available for questions if needed. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. Mahalo. Kylie Moore? Protect
Mahalo.
Kaho'olawe Ohana.
Yes, on behalf of the Protect Kaho'olawe Ohana, we stand on our testimony to support Anela Evans. Mahalo.
Okay. Mahalo. Kirk Michael Naho'opi'i.
On behalf of the Kaho'olawe Island Reserve Commission, we stand on a strong testimony and support for the candidate who used to be a Kirk employee and worked for us, and so is very familiar with Kaho'olawe and our operations. Thank you very much.
Okay. Mahalo. Chair would like to recognize on behalf of Anela as well that she has 15 folks, 15 testifiers on her behalf as well. Anela, aloha.
Aloha, Madam Chair.
Welcome finally to today's advice and consent hearing. Members, any questions of GM 684? And she's here to answer any questions that you may have. Again, Anela, you want to say a few words if you wish?
I'd just like to say mahalo nui for having this opportunity. Mahalo to the Protect Kaho'olawe Ohana for their nomination, as well as Governor Ige's nomination. I do want to assure the members of this committee that I will do my best, if appointed to the Kirk, to act in the best interest of Kaho'olawe. And finally, I just like to strongly support the nominations of Michelle Piscaya and Benton Pang as well. Mahalo nui.
Okay, mahalo. Members, any questions of our nominee? Otherwise, we'll continue on with GM 685, and this is the consideration and confirmation to, again, the same commission, Kaho'olawe Island Reserve, and the GM 685 is Benton Pang for a term to expire June 30th, 2024. Leimana Damate from Ahumoku.
Thank you, Chair. Ahumoku strongly supports this nominee. We've worked with him for many, many years. He's full of integrity and knowledge. and we ask this committee to confirm. Thank you.
Okay, mahalo. Kirk, Michael, Ho'opi'i.
On behalf of the Kaho'olawe Island Reserve Commission, we stand in strong support of Dr. Pang. I've known him for a long time, and his educational, scientific, and background as working on Kaho'olawe as the natural resource manager, and also with his involvement with Dr. Abbott and Dr. Burrows, gives him a great understanding of Hawaiian ethnic studies and its relationship to the environment, and especially his background in dryland forest restoration. It will be a great help to us in our restoration efforts on Kaho'olawe. Thank you.
Okay, mahalo. Kylie Marr from the Protect Kaho'olawe Ohana.
Aloha, Kylie from the Protect Kaho'olawe Ohana enthusiastically supports Dr. Pang in his role as representing Native Hawaiian organizations on the committee. Many of our members have chimed in their work in the various restoration projects over 30 years and wanted to make sure that we completely support his work. We look forward to working with his networks as we focus on Kanaloa Kaho'olawe. Mahalo.
Okay, mahalo to you, Lu Ann Favorito.
Hi, aloha, good morning.
Aloha.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi, on behalf of the Makaha Hawaiian Civic Club, we are glad and happy to support Kili'i Benton Pang. He has done a lot of work out here with Ka'ala Farms and along the Waianae coastline in Mount Ka'ala. So Makaha Hawaiian Civic Club thinks he would be an awesome asset as far as environmental issues. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Okay, mahalo, and like to add that there were additional 12 testifiers that sent in communication in support of Dr. Pang, and that's the last of the Kaho'olawe Commission members on today's agenda, and we have a very, very good slate before us. Members, let's proceed then. Benton, I'm sorry, Dr. Pang. You have anything you'd like to add? Again, we appreciate your stepping in your role, as we discussed, very well qualified, and as we heard from Kirk, that your expertise in all phases of what you have contributed and learned throughout the years and have done, appreciate you coming on board.
Yes, I'm happy to join the commission. I'm happy to follow in the footsteps of Tukupuna, who held the position of representing Native Hawaiian organizations, and that's Dr. Chuck Burrows and Dr. Isabel Abbott, both of whom are mentors of mine in Hawaiian ethnobotany and Hawaiian cultural values. As was indicated, I have a background in ecology and botany. I helped assist with the first environmental restoration plan in the early 90s when I was a graduate student. I worked on the Navy cleanup project with Mike, and I'm happy to come back to Kaho'olawe, so to speak, and help in the management of both the cultural and natural resources of the island for the eventual transfer to a recognized sovereign nation. Mahalo.
Okay, mahalo to you as well. Members, any questions of Dr. Pang? Hearing not, let's proceed then to GM 686. And this is submitting for consideration and confirmation to the Kaneohe Bay Regional Council, GM 686, Leitani Peltier, for the term to expire June 30th, 2023. DLNR, Brian Nielsen.
Aloha, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. Brian Nielsen, Administrator of Division of Aquatic Resources. I also chair the Kaneohe Bay Regional Council. And we stand in strong support of this nominee. He's actively engaged in the council meetings, and we strongly support. Thank you.
Okay, mahalo. Ahamoku, Leimana de Mate.
Thank you, Chair. On behalf of Ahamoku, we also and the Ko'olau Pokomoku, we also strongly support Leitani Peltier. He is a lineal descendant of Heia and knows Kaneohe Bay very, very well. has generational knowledge, and we are excited that he will be a part of this Green Bay Council. Thank you.
Okay, mahalo. Kevin Chang.
Aloha, Chair.
Aloha.
If there's any way you could reflect my support on the record for the 3 candidates for the Kirk as well, I didn't know they were coming up, Keli'i, Anela, and Mikiala. I'd like my name to be placed there for support. But I stand on my testimony in support of Mr. Peltier. I know him well, and for many of the reasons that Leimana stated, I think he's a perfect fit for this task. Mahalo.
Okay. Mahalo for you, your support as well for the Kirk commissioners. Luann Favorito. Luann, you have to unmute.
Aloha.
Oh, aloha.
Aloha. Good afternoon. On behalf of the Makaha Hawaiian Civic Club, we are happy to support Leitani. We know him and his work very well as an environmentalist and what he does with our Association of Hawaiian Civic Clubs, and we are more than happy to support his efforts. Mahalo.
Okay. Mahalo, we have 20 supporters of GM 686, including the Office of Hawaiian Affairs and the many members of particularly the Ko'olaupoku Hawaiian Civic Club members sending in support as well, and also from the Association of the Hawaiian Civic Clubs, all in support. Leitani, mahalo, and aloha.
Aloha, Chair Inoue, Vice Chair Keith Egaran, members of the committee. Mahalo for your time in presiding over these nomination hearings. Mahalo, Leimana, Kevin, Brian, Luann, and the Makaha Hawaiian Civic Club for your kind words and support. I believe that I would be well qualified to serve on the Kaneohe Regional Council. As my resume indicates, my background is in law and public policy and advocacy, but I also have very deep roots in the Ahupua'a of He'ia, which Kaneohe is part of. My Hohana has been here for a very long time. We've always had kuleana to this aina and its people. Indeed, my great-great-grandfather, Ulysses Henry Jones, was once konohiki of this area. He was Native Hawaiian attorney as well. He lived from 1873 to 1931, which was a time of great change. And so I often wonder what it would have been like to see the world through his eyes. And I can only speculate, but I do know that we are connected by our kuleana to Ko'amokumuku o He'ia. Our precious natural and cultural resources such as Kaneohe Bay are passed down to us from our ancestors, held in trust for future generations. And similarly, I believe the responsibility to steward these resources, this kuleana, is also passed down to us, and it connects our past, present, and future generations. And so it would truly be an honor and a privilege to utilize the knowledge and skills that I've been fortunate enough to acquire to help to advocate for Kaneohe Bay. Thank you very much for the opportunity to provide comments on this nomination.
Yes, mahalo too, and it was great during our interviews, the qualifications that you bring to the council, as well as all the things that you have contributed in your career, particularly the cultural centers as well. Members, any questions? Okay, seeing none, then let's proceed with the next GM, and that's GM 715. This is submitting for consideration and confirmation to the Kaneohe Bay Regional Council, Joseph Picard, for a term to expire June 30th, 2025. Brian Nielsen, DLNR.
Aloha, we stand in strong support of this nominee. He's actively engaged in council meetings currently and was also part of the team that developed the Kaneohe Bay Master Plan. So brings in a lot of historical knowledge, especially considering we're working on the update to the master plan right now. Mahalo.
Okay, thank you. Leimana Demati, also of State Moku.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you very much. Ahamoku stands in strong support also of this nominee. Joe Pickard is very well respected in Ko'olaupoku in the Windward District of Kaneohe. He was also one of the original participants in the creation of the original Kaneohe Bay Master Plan. So he's well aware of all of the different components of it, and we believe he will be a strong asset to this council. Thank you.
Mahalo. We have several testifiers 4 in addition as well. And also the members sent testimonies from the Ko'olaupoku Hawaiian Civic Club as well on behalf of Mr. Picard. We have Mr. Picard there. Aloha, Joseph, how are you?
Fine, thank you, Senator. Afternoon.
Well, we're happy that you're back contributing to your district as well, and more importantly, the role that you'll be playing with the Kaneohe Commission as well. You've been highly recommended by the folks in your district as well, and also for all the members of the Kaneohe Council and the region. We have, of course, your Senator, Senator Revere, as well, who's been active, and he'll be keeping an eye on all of you. So welcome and thank you, mahalo, for your contributions and your future help with the commission as well. Members, any questions? Okay. Hearing none, let's proceed. We have the last member on the council. We do have to adjourn at 1:30 for decision making before that anyway, and then we have the next joint hearings with agriculture and waterland. Our last GM is Governor's Message 771, and this is submitting for consideration and confirmation to the Kaneohe Bay Regional Council, Clifford Liu, for a term to expire June 30th, 2025. DLNR?
Aloha, we stand on our written testimony and strong support. The nominee currently has a seat on the council. He attends every meeting as long as I've been chair, and is actively engaged, and we strongly support this nominee. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And that was Brian Nelson from DLNR. Ahumoku Lemana Temate?
Thank you, Chair. Ahamoku strongly supports Mr. Liu for as a nominee for this committee, this council. He is really, really well versed in botany, and he knows the flora and fauna of the Bay. We believe that his connections to the community as well will be well received. He belongs to the Kahalu'u Neighborhood Board and is a life member of the Ko'olaupoku Hawaiian Civic Club. We support this and are available for questions if needed. Thank you.
Mahalo. Luann Favorito?
Hi, aloha, Makaha Hawaiian Civic Club chiming in again. Once again, we want to thank Mr. Clifford Liu and all his good work with his work up in Mauna Ala and all the other events that him and his wife organized. Makaha is proud to support this GM for Mr. Liu. In addition, we forgot to thank Anela and Mikiaya, who hosted us when we went to Kaho'olawe 3 times for our club, and once when we attempted to go to Kalaupapa. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Okay, mahalo. Also sending testimonies on Mr. Liu's behalf came from additional 8 more folks, including the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. I see Mr. Liu there. Aloha, how are you today?
Aloha, I'm fine.
Okay. Again, thank you. We additional mahalos again from our meeting recently, and members. We have some very, very dedicated people in the Governor's Commission members that we're dealing with today. Anything you'd like to add? You got a couple of minutes to say something.
Just thank you. Thank you to everyone that supported you.
I wanna thank all the people that supported me on this confirmation, and I think I worked extra hard this year. Thank you.
Good, mahalo, mahalo, Clifford, and I'm sure our Senator Revere from your district as well appreciates the contributions you've had as a long-time old-timer from the district to the district as well, and to your role on the commission. Okay, members, any questions of Mr. Liu? Otherwise, we'll go in decision making. We have a very good slate of members. In our interviews of all of them, you have received their resumes, their backgrounds, and so the chair would like to recommend that we advise and consent, and we'll do members all in one motion as we prepare for the next session at 1:30 with the Committee on Agriculture for the additional hearings. So chair's recommendation will be to advise and consent on to GM 683, GM 684, GM 685, GM 686, GM 715, and GM 771 is to advise and consent. Any discussion? Hearing none?
Chair,
Yes.
Chair, hi, aloha. I just want to support your comments on these nominees today. They're all very well qualified, all in the right place. They've got their heart, their soul for the job. And I want to commend the governor for nominating them and for these people to step forward and to continue to do the good work that they believe in. And it's nice when we get to wholeheartedly support the nominees as we are today. So thank you.
Okay, well said, Senator Revere. Any other discussions? Senator Misalucha, for the vote, chair goes aye. Advise and consent.
Thank you. So Committee on Water and Land, advice and consent for GM 683, 684, 685, 686, 715, 771. Chair votes aye. Vice Chair?
Aye.
Senator Misalucha votes aye. Senator Revere?
Aye.
And Senator Favela is excused. Chair, your recommendations adopted.
Mahalo, thank you, and congratulations all of the nominees. Aloha. Members will go into a short recess until we can attend and go into our 1:30 hearing. Okay. Okay. You know what?
Okay.
One
Aloha
second.
Kako. Today's April 14th, 2021, 1:30 p.m. joint AEN-WTL committee hearing,
What happened to that?
including the audio and video of remote participants, is being streamed on YouTube. You'll find the links to viewing options for all Senate meetings on the live and on-demand video page of the legislature's website, capitol.hawaii.gov. In the unlikely event that we have to abruptly end this hearing due to major technical difficulties, the committees will reconvene to discuss any outstanding business at 1 p.m. on April 16th during our AEN via video conference time slot, and a public notice will be posted on the legislature's website. For testifiers, all testifier audio will be muted and video disabled until shortly before it's your testimony. And because of our 90-minute time limit for each of our AEN hearings, there'll be a 2-minute time limit for all testifiers, and we'll have a virtual countdown timer on the Zoom screen. So please be aware of the timer. I'll be announcing only the testifiers who will be providing testimony via Zoom. And for the complete list of testifiers, along with all of the written testimony, please go to the legislature's website. You'll find a link on the status page for the measure. We apologize if the closed captioning does not accurately transcribe the names. And we have one resolution on our 1:30 p.m. agenda. So it is HCR 69 HD1, requesting the Department of Land and Natural Resources to submit a petition to list the pueo as a threatened or endangered species under the Endangered Species Act. And the first testifier we have up is Nicholas Comerford, Melissa Price from UH.
This is Melissa Price. I don't see Dean Comerford, but University of Hawaii stands on its testimony in support of the resolution.
Hello, Melissa. David Smith from DLNR.
Smith, on behalf of the DLNR, we support and will stand on our written testimony. And if there's any questions, we'll be glad to answer them. Thank you.
Mahalo, David. Thomas Shirai with the Kawai Hapai Ohana. Thomas,
not present.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that's it for the testifiers. Members, any questions? I have a question for UH. I'll start off. UH has done quite a bit of quail-related research in the last several years that I'm aware of. What do you feel are the next steps in terms of the research? Can you answer that, Melissa?
Yeah, thank you for that question. The baseline status assessment for population trends and size are really critical for U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to be able to determine whether or not it should be listed. And so without those trends, it's difficult for them to be able to actually list the species. So my lab just completed evaluation of the last 10 years of trends across the islands using eBird data, which is a curated, publicly sourced detection mechanism. And there's been no change in the population over the last 10 years, which is as far back as the data were reliable from that source. This doesn't necessarily mean they're high or low, but the good news is they're at least stable for the last 10 years across the islands, although there was some variation among islands. And Oahu had quite a large standard deviation, quite a huge range of the confidence interval was very large, meaning that it's very difficult to determine the trends for Oahu in particular, potentially because of the lower numbers than the other islands.
Okay, thank you. Members, any other questions?
I have a question I'd like to add.
Sure.
Yes, can you tell us, on the Big Island, there's, I know they are around the area of Waikoloa Village, and in west, actually, it's in the South Kohala region, and I would say Waikoloa Village is on the Mauka side of the beach area, and there seems to be quite a few. That's my district, and I've been seeing a lot, particularly during the late evenings on my way home, which of course takes me an hour and a half to get to, and so this resolution calls for data for the entire state, right?
Yes, I believe that when it was in the House, they amended the resolution to be statewide as opposed to just focused on Oahu. The current listing at the state level is for Oahu only. It's listed as endangered on Oahu, but the original resolution, I believe, proposed to mirror the listing, but because at the federal level, they don't recognize individual island populations as separate populations, they would only consider the listing at the entire state population level. And so they amended the resolution at that stage, if my memory serves me correctly, to be statewide.
Oh, okay. Do you have any current data with regards to the Big Island? Are they, is it dwindling as far as the count is concerned?
Yeah, that's a great question. So using the eBird data, which again is community source data, people go birding, they submit these lists. There's a professional birder who reviews the lists for accuracy and then posts them to the national database. And those records, there weren't enough records for us to be able to model by individual islands. And instead, we were only able to determine trends statewide, just because of the lack of individual island by island data. So I can't speak to the individual island trends for Hawaii Island, but overall for the state, again, the trend was that the population was stable for the last 10 years. We can't speak to what was happening before then because the data set is not robust enough prior to that time period.
Yeah, it's blessed to see that, like if you're traveling as I do, the long distances in my district, all the way over to the east side, it gives you a really certain kind of feeling, as we noted with the pueo being an amakua as well, amakua, and as well, and I'll tell you, if you see them overhead when you're driving, you feel blessed and you know you're safe all the way home. But thank you for your work as well. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, any others? Okay, Chair Inouye, do we need the breakout room for this?
No, I think you've prepared well with this resolution, so we're ready to roll.
Great. So the Chair's recommendation, having conferred, commends UH and DLNR for their efforts to do the necessary studies to help us better understand the situation with whale in our islands and the path to better protecting the species. So our recommendation will be to pass HCR 69 with tech amendments. Any discussion or questions? So for AEN, the chair votes aye. Vice Chair Nishihara?
Aye.
Senator Ocasio?
Aye.
Senator Rhodes?
Aye.
Senator Vela?
Aye.
Thank you, members. The measure passes. Chair Inouye?
Yes, thank you, Chair. For the Committee on Water and Land, same recommendation to pass with Senate Draft 1. Any discussions? Hearing none. Senator Misalucha for the vote. Chair goes aye.
For HCR 69 HD1, the recommendation is to pass with amendments. Chair votes aye. Vice Chair Agaran?
Aye.
Senator Misalucha votes aye. Senator Riviere?
Aye.
Senator Favela?
Aye.
5 ayes. Your recommendation is adopted, Chair.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. That concludes the 1:30 agenda and meeting adjourned.
Okay, our mahalo. The Committee on Waterland will just take a short break and then we'll come back on for our final agenda. Okay. The Committee on Water and Land is going into its agenda on for Wednesday, the 1:35 hearing as well on resolutions. We'll proceed with HCR 147, and this is requesting that a working group be convened to make recommendations on flood mitigation at the intersection of East Manoa Road and Oahu Avenue. We have testifiers. Matter of fact, none of them were going to be live to testify. We have received 12 support communications for HCR 147. Members, any questions on HCR 147? Anyone from, let's see, this is East Manoa. I would say it's a city and county. Anyone here from city and county? Okay, let's proceed then with HCR 102, House Draft 2. This is requesting the Office of Planning in collaboration with various agencies to develop a plan to establish a state geological survey in Hawaii. David Smith, are you representing DLNR today?
Yes, I am.
Mahalo.
Thank you. Yeah, David Smith for DLNR. We submitted written testimony in support, and we'll stand by that. Unless there's any question, thanks.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, Office of Planning, I see Mary Alice there. Aloha.
Aloha, Chair and members. With me today is Arthur Buto, the head of the statewide geospatial geographic GIS system. We stand in strong support of this reso. We think that if Hawaii is only one of 2 states that does not have a geological survey office, that it is a really great opportunity to get started immediately. So thank you, and both Arthur and I are available for questions.
Thank you. Okay, LRB sends testifying comments as well. Members, any questions since we have Office of Planning here or DLNR? Okay. Hearing none and seeing none, we'll proceed then with HCR 96, and this is urging the Department of Facility Maintenance of the City and County of Honolulu, in conjunction with the United States Army Corps of Engineers and the Department of Environmental Services of the City and County of Honolulu, to immediately and regularly clean the drainage canals and streams in Kaneohe and Kailua, and develop recommendations, recommended cleaning schedules for drainage canals and streams. And members, I have a request from the introducers of this measure to add Waimanalu as well, and I see no problem with that. So we'll be adding the streams in Kaneohe and Kailua and Waimanalu. Regina Gregory sends communication in support of this measure. Members, any questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, then we'll go into just a short recess for decision making. We'll be right back. Okay. The Committee on Water and Land is going into decision-making on these agenda items of resolutions on the 130 agenda as well. Chair's recommendation on, is there a feedback somewhere?
It's over there.
Okay, all right. Again, Committee on Water and Land, decision-making on the resolutions on this 135 agenda. HCR 147, requesting that a working group be convened to make recommendations on flood mitigation at the intersection of East Manoa Road and Oahu Avenue. Chair recommends that we pass this measure as is. Any discussion? Hearing none. Senator Misalucha for the vote. Chair goes aye.
HCR 147, pass unamended. Chair votes aye. Vice Chair?
Aye.
Senator Misalucha votes aye. Senator Riviere?
Aye.
Senator Favela? Senator Favela?
Senator Favela?
Yeah, aye.
5 ayes, your recommendation's adopted, Chair.
Okay. Thank you. HCR 102, House Draft 2, and this is requesting the Office of Planning in collaboration with various agencies to develop a plan to establish a state geological survey in Hawaii. Chair's recommendation is to pass this measure as is. Any discussion? Hearing none. Senator Misalucha for the vote. Chair goes aye.
For HCR 102, HD2, the Chair's recommendation is to pass unamended. For all 5 members present, are there any reservations? Any nays? Chair, your recommendation's adopted.
Okay, thank you. HCR 96, and this is urging the Department of Facility Maintenance of the City and County of Honolulu, in conjunction with the United States Army Corps of Engineers and the Department of Environmental Services of the City and County of Honolulu, to immediately and regularly clean the drainage canals and streams in Kaneohe and Kailua, and develop recommended cleaning schedules for draining canals and streams. Chair's recommendation is to pass this measure with an SD1, and I'd like to add Waimanalu including in this resolution, in addition to the Kaneohe and Kailua and Waimanalu to this measure. Any discussion? Hearing none. Vice Chair for the vote. Chair recommendation with amendments and SD1.
For HCR 96 SD1, Chair's recommendation is to pass with amendments. Chair votes aye. Vice Chair Agaran.
Aye.
Senator Misalucha votes aye. Senator Riviere.
Aye.
Senator Favela.
Aye.
5 ayes, Chair. Your recommendation's adopted.
Okay, thank you, members. This concludes the session for Water and Land for the year on, and I thank you all for your patience and your attendance. And just to let you know that there's certain conference measures that I will be adding some of you as members as well, and our vice chair in most of our communications in conference bills. So we'll see you all in the coming week. Mahalo again for your patience and your attendance.